Sorry about that.
Okay.
Who would like to go first?
Difficulties.
I think we should go with Afi.
Since she's at the top.
I can just work down my list. I have a list.
Why?
Okay.
Why me?
Who's your
Let's
top of the
do-
totem pole?
Let's do my list.
I mean, I'm pretty
Then I
awesome.
can keep these notes together. Chris? First, and we're also going to take a moment to like introduce our characters. So, Chris, what your character is a fighter, a Gith Yankee. Do we have a name?
Yeah, Malice.
Malice, thank you.
I thought it was Bob.
It's not Bob. And why Icewind Dale?
It was the closest city.
Okay. So each character was given a secret, and Chris's secret deals directly with that. So I understand what that means. So you're here because this is where you were able to make it to safely.
Yes.
Or where you were brought. Okay. And I have for beginning contacts with you that you know a group of trappers.
Yes.
If anybody's out there in chat, can someone name the trapper for Chris? What is the trapper's name? We know that he traps beavers, but we don't know his name. So someone in chat, I don't care what channel you're on, throw it in to chat. And
Winona.
B-E Vertrapper.
It's Winona, the big brown beaver.
From Primus.
Special.
Okay, what is that? B-E?
B.E. Avertrapper.
So I'm going to say B-E. We're just going to spell it out. B-E Aver. Mr. B-E Aver. And who gave us that name so we can credit them?
Me.
Freaking Afi.
Really? Really? That's the best we can...
Yep.
Oh, I'm going to leave it for now, unfortunately, because nobody else has said anything. Maybe there's no one there. Okay, and so your contacts are the Mr. Aver, the trapper. Okay. I think that's all I need out of you there, Chris. Agni? Why Icewind Dale?
Abigail's here looking for the necromancer that caused her disfiguration.
Okay. Sorry, she's after the necromancer?
Yeah.
And you've tracked him or her?
She doesn't remember.
She doesn't remember.
No.
Then how does she know who she's tracking?
She remembers a vague impression of what they look like.
Tracked.
And as far away from her father as she could get.
So she tracked the necromancer that disfigured her here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have a suggestion for Chris's trapper that I'm going to use because it's from an actual person there. So Sunshine
I'm an
Rays.
actual person.
No, you're not. You're not. And I like this because of how plain it is. Susan. Her name is Susan, and she's a beaver trapper. And I'm all about that. And we'll call her last name Ever. So Agni doesn't feel, not Agni. Affy doesn't feel. You people need some different names.
Beaver trapping by day, thirst trapping by night.
Susan Ever. There we go. Okay, and so Agni, you tracked the necromancer that disfigured you.
Yes.
To Icewind Dale.
So I actually played it. So like I physically can't remember what people look like. So until I see them, then I can remember who they are. But I can't describe what someone looks like if I can't see them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that shouldn't be
And-
very hard for you to roleplay since it's you in real life.
That's why I said it like I did.
Bree, you're next. Why Icewind Dale?
I blame the druid.
Okay.
Yeah. She started this whole nonsense.
So is she here somewhere in Icewind Dale?
I think so, but I don't know for sure.
But are you here specifically for her?
No, I just have no way of leaving.
Okay. So are you a local then?
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. Local. You're local. Yeah, and I have beginning contact as a friendly druid. Can we get a name on the friendly druid? Did you pick a name, Bree?
I didn't. I figured you'd want to ask chat.
Well, if you have one, that's fine. But
No,
if
that's
Trap's
fine.
out there, we need the name for a druid.
Natasha.
No.
It's the Apple Man.
Natasha.
Okay. Oh, Mevis. Mevis, I like that. Larry. Fuck off, monster.
Mevis.
Mevis, the druid.
And Mutthead.
No, that's going to be her. Oh, the druid has a pet animal. What kind of animal can we give it? Name Mutthead. That's fantastic. A wolf.
dog.
No, it should be like a weasel. Mutthead the weasel.
Mevis and Mutthead. How about a dire weasel? Has a dire weasel.
A dire chipmunk.
A dire weasel. Yes, I love that.
What a
Mevis
skink.
and Mutthead with the dire weasel. Okay. Harry.
Hi.
Oh, wait a minute. Bree, I didn't get your character's name.
Oh, I am Jade Knight of the Hidden Fjord clan.
Jade. And Agnes' character's name is Abigail. There we go.
Yep.
All right. And Harry, why is Courtney here?
Yeah, my character's name is Courtney. No last name or of the. It's kind of like Beyonce or Seal. My character is here because he's a runaway author. I penned a notorious expose called The Hellbent Highborn, which accused several prominent lords and ladies of being devil worshippers. And although my accusations were well-founded, I made a lot of enemies, and I'm here to seek refuge in Icewind Dale and carve out a little spot for myself.
Okay, so did you read where it says that this is a character secret?
No,
No, that's okay. It doesn't have to be a secret.
it's not. No. Okay. You already earlier said that they didn't have to be secrets, and
No, that's
everybody
okay. It doesn't
else
have to be a secret.
everybody
They don't.
else literally said it's cold here.
It's cold here.
I'm here because it was close. It's a druid, so I tried to live it up. I tried to really deliver for the
You're
people.
running away from your past. I get it. Yes. I'll give you another character secret. How do you like
Give
that?
us some
Courtney?
pizzazz.
How do you like that, Courtney?
Yeah, do it.
Okay, so you're running away from your past, and your character's Courtney, and I think that's all I need on yours. Jeff, what is the name of the Asimar Paladin?
Lander, Horn Raven.
I've heard
We're
this.
using the name. Yes. I don't have a crown that time though.
Why Icewind Dale?
It's a twofold reason. The first reason is that's what the voices told me,
Oh, really?
which we'll get into later. And the second reason is I no longer want to be the host, if you know what I mean.
No, I'm going to say that you acquired the host when you were here. Is that okay?
Okay, fine. Then yes, I'm here. I'm here for the
The
voices.
voices told you to come here?
Yes. The haunting voices.
Did they tell you what to do here? You don't have to
Not
tell me
yet.
what it is.
That's
but
not
did they
going to
tell-
happen until I'm multi-class.
Okay. So the voices told you to come here.
Yes. There's an artifact or something or
There's
object of
something here.
power. Yes.
Oh, okay. So we want an object of power. I'll just throw a magic item in the game for you. You know, no object of power.
We'll talk offline. I'll tell you. What
You get a dagger and it's +1, and that's as powerful as it gets.
That's it.
Rudra, your character's name is
Deku Monamel. I am a merchant from Neverwinter, but I got tired of the constraints of the Merchants Guild there, so I came here to forge my own empire.
Franchise.
An empire.
Get in line.
And on a cool note, Rudra is like the first gnome I've had in a group. Well, no,
Mr.
I have
Snoop.
been. I have been.
You had
I was
Ben
really
at Muffin.
excited, but I'm just excited to have a gnome in the party.
Gnomes are cool.
Don't scare the crap out of me. It's my one weakness. And spiders in the dark. And water.
Okay. And I'm not going to get into what or how, but you do have a certain person in your past. Have you named that person?
I have not.
I feel like if we get into that, we might give away too much. So,
Right.
because there's two people that probably need to be named from your past, and we'll you and I'll talk. We'll talk. You and me.
Sounds good.
There's a whisper function.
There is a whisper function.
I'm not using your whisper function. I have just that crap. Okay. So now the real trick. So we're here. So let's talk a little bit about how the party knows one another. So I'm gonna put some connections out here, and if anyone is dead against it, you can totally tell me.
I like it.
We're starting in the town of East Haven. Malice has arrived here, has been here for maybe a couple weeks.
Yep.
We're going to say that you've would Jade be, can we link Malice to Jade in that Jade is a local and they may know each other in East Haven?
I'm okay with that.
Are you okay with that? So the way Icewind Dale is right now, it's sort of COVID-ish. Like everybody's isolated, everybody's staying indoors, everybody is not really going out. So maybe Malice and Jade have become a sort of drinking buddies at the tavern. Would that be acceptable?
I wouldn't mind a
Sure.
right Bruce to be drinking with.
Okay. Is Malice okay with that? Chris, are you
I'm
good
fine
with that?
I'm good with
I,
that.
I don't want to push anything on anybody.
No,
and
no, I'm good with that.
the other four, you've all come from elsewhere. So I'm going to say that let's bring up our map here. One of the hardest things to find. Icewind Dale player map. There we go. And how do I show this to everyone?
Right click, go left, go left.
Sharing is caring. There we go. Do we all see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. So if you look, if we zoom in here a bit, the only pass through the mountains is a place called Ten Trail. And Ten Trail leads to 10 Towns, which is where we are. So the four of you, I'm going to say, met on the road at one point or another, because you're all coming from southern lands, and crossed the mountains together through
The whole way-
10 through
The
10
whole way
Trail.
I'll continue trying to sell them leaves that I've randomly picked up.
I find this acceptable. Now, once you reach the other side of the mountain, I need, essentially for story purposes, everybody kind of went their separate ways. And Jeff, it's at this point that your secret occurred.
Okay.
And I'll just tell you that your secret occurred.
Can we say it was in Dugan's Hole? I just like the name of that place.
I was actually going to say just outside of Dugan's Hole.
No, it was definitely inside Dugan's Hole. Not outside. I was in Dugan's Hole when it happened.
Your incident occurred at Dugan's Hole. There, you have it.
Yes.
Okay. So let's now look, and then the four of you have come to know Malice and Jade a little bit in East Haven. You guys have drank and shared some stories, and everybody's just sort of getting their bearings about what's happening here in Icewind Dale. And that's where we're going to jump to. Now, if I minimize this... Oh, that didn't minimize it at all. Can you minimize a map?
Yeah, you can right-click it. Top right corner.
Why is everything right-clicking?
Because that's its interaction button.
Right-click, minimize. Where did it go?
Center your screen.
It's
a
in the
little
center?
log.
Circle with an X and some dots coming out of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
You guys can
I'll
also
pull that
drag
down
those
here.
little nipples to the bottom left corner of your screen and those numbers and pop them up whenever you need them.
Okay.
Pop the nipple.
That's what the fuck was.
So much nipple play today.
Wow.
Oh, you drag Dugan's hole to your hotbar.
Who did?
It's because Jeff calls it a butthole.
Oh, dude, smoke. Got it.
So now, does anyone have any other questions or comments before we begin this this adventure?
Which inn is our drinking hole?
Dugan's hole.
Oh, Demos, I like that. I like that. Let's say so. The four of you that are from over the mountains that have
Over the hill?
arrived here, I think hired to defend a caravan returning to to Icewind Dale. I think that makes really good sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like
And
the
that
tavern, Big Fat
That
Knucklehead.
caravan ended up in East Haven, and now we already want drinking halls in East Haven, do we?
Well, that's
Either
where Malice and I
either
spend our
Winter
time.
Cradle Tavern or Big Fat Knucklehead. Those are our choices.
No.
Really?
No.
You should really check out the Forgotten Realms wiki for East Haven, and they're both there.
Oh, you're so funny. You're so funny. You're making me laugh.
Like
Okay.
old Jed, the heavy drinker and town drunk, is my best friend.
Well, screw you. That's not where you are. You drink at the Wet Trout.
Hell yeah, we do.
A wet trout.
Oh, yeah. The Wet Trout.
There's a disclaimer you might have missed, Jeremy.
What?
This is the Vokter's rendition of the Sword Coast.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was in control of this pony show. You sit back and enjoy the ride, fucker. Okay, so the entire party has been drinking at the Wet Trout, and everybody, the Wet Trout is sort of like, it's near the docks. Can you guys see the pin for the Wet Trout?
Nope.
There's an arrow though.
I see the
At the
arrow.
top.
Okay.
We don't get
So
pinned.
the Wet Trout is located near the docks. It's the largest and loudest tavern in East Haven, known for its rabid atmosphere and rumor mongering. And there's a great chimney squarely in the building's center. And, there's a massive fire. There's 2 common rooms. And the tavern's current owner is a dragonborn, a white dragonborn.
Not racist, like he's
Okay.
white.
Well, it just means, like, the cold doesn't bother her.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
Doesn't bother me anyway.
You guys are hilarious.
That sounds like a hit song.
The cold never bothered me anyway. Do you know I didn't get that when you said it at first until I sung it. I'm just saying. So, anything else you want to know about it before I jump into the intro of East Haven?
what's the name of the owner?
Her name is Can I link it to you somehow? Can I? Oh, if I give you an NPC, you're going to be able to see all her stats, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do that.
You can just type it in chat.
Can I?
Which chat?
Can I really?
Yeah, there should be a little bubble you can click
Discord,
and just type
Twitch,
anything.
or Fantasy Grounds? Which one?
Fancy grounds.
Okay.
No, we're going to try to keep everything in Fantasy Grounds while we're playing. So, her name is Nymetra,
I like that.
and She's crusty and full of complaints.
Mm.
She's also, though, not discouraged by the fact that there is a horribly cold winter set in on Icewind Dale.
You know, I probably have a cream somewhere in my pack that'll take away your crankiness.
I got an ointment for that. Okay, so let's jump right into this. If nobody else has any, is there anything else? Okay, good. Now shut up.
Pick a fight.
Shut up and let me find the actual write up for this, because I can't find anything. I actually have my D&D Beyond up so that I can actually find shit.
You want to roll initiative?
No, don't roll initiative yet. Okay, so Icewind Dale has become trapped in a perpetual winter. Ferocious blizzards make the mountain pass through the spine of the world, exceedingly treacherous, and this land has not felt the warmth of the sun in over 2 years. In fact, the sun no longer appears above the mountains, not even in what should be the height of summer. In this frozen tundra, darkness and bitter cold reign as king and queen. Most Dale residents blame Auril the Frost Maiden, the god of winter's wrath. The shimmering aura that weaves across the sky each night is said to be her doing, a potential spell that keeps the sun at bay. Dale folk live in a scattering of settlements known as 10 towns. The drop-off in caravans coming from the south and travel between settlements is in this never-ending winter has left everyone feeling isolated. Although each town has resolved to appease the Frost Maiden with sacrifices of one kind or another, no respite from winter's fury seemed forthcoming. For adventurers such as yourselves, 10 Towns is a place to test one's mettle, and in the spirit of heroes who have come before, leave one's mark on this frigid, blighted land. So a couple things to take from that. The sun never comes up. It's very cold if you are outside without resistance to cold or some sort of cold weather clothing. You will freeze in no time. However, you're all very warm right now as the crowd gathers in East Haven in front of the town hall to watch the public execution of Dazan, a human wizard who, despite efforts to disguise himself, was recognized and arrested for the crimes he has inflicted upon Dale folk.
I start trying to sell tickets to the execution.
Tickets! He has been bound to a stake and gagged. Members of the militia use torches to light the straw tucked around his feet. Fanned by the wind, the fire catches quickly. Dazan does not struggle or scream as he is quickly engulfed in flames. Bundled up spectators move closer to the human bonfire, eager to feel the warmth. And although he is a criminal, you all know that this is part of a sacrifice to appease Auril the Frost Maiden. It serves twofold. So let's talk a little bit about East Haven now, and then we can get into things as to what you want to do. So walking into East Haven is like stepping into Icewind Dale's past. The place is a living example of the boomtown way of life that gripped all of 10 Towns centuries ago. In the generations since, as other towns have settled into a predictable pattern of existence, East Haven has continued to grow and reinvent itself. After the Eastway was paved, East Haven evolved into a frontier trader's paradise, fueling the jealousy of its neighbors. East Haven's founders were thieves from a duchy of Cape Velen on a peninsula far to the south. They refused to kowtow to a powerful thieves guild and were driven out. And to this day, East Haven is honors its shady founders by declaring pickpocketing legal within the town limits, which explains the "Watch Thy Pouch" signs posted in the local establishment.
I love it here.
The wizard Dazan has been charged. Word has spread through town that his charges were that he was found guilty of killing a handful of Dale folk who he himself had hired for an expedition. Speaker Daneth Whalen, who is the leader of East Haven, issued the decree that the wizard would be tied to the stake and burned alive as a sacrifice to Oral. Many residents of East Haven applauded the choice, and human sacrifice has become commonplace in East Haven. Every few weeks, a lottery is drawn, and someone is not usually burned like this. They're usually just stripped of their clothing and told to start walking out onto the ice of Lac Dinashir, which is the lake, which usually is a fishing port, but right now everything has frozen, and the docks are in ice, and the ferry service is not running, and people are just pushed out with very little clothing out onto the ice and told to start walking. So other 10 towns, smaller villages and 10 towns, are not using human sacrifice. They're using things like they go a night without burning any fuel for heat, or they sacrifice food to Oral. But here in East Haven, where the population is large, they find someone and sacrifice them up to the Frost Maiden. So you're all at the public execution. The wizard is totally engulfed in flames and burning, and the people of the town, not horrified at all, have pushed in to try to get warmth from this massive bonfire. Many have drinks in hand, and it's almost like a street festival, not an execution. People have smiles on their face as they warm their hands and turn around and warm their butts against the fire. What would you guys are standing together, maybe drinks in hand, just coming from the wet trout to watch the
Both hands, and I've got one on my tail too.
Okay. Fire's burning.
I could probably sell you a contraption that'll let you hold more beers there.
Keep talking.
I mean, it's just a simple holder, a little rope. It would hang around your neck. I could probably fashion it up in, a day or two.
I have my own rope.
I mean, still got to charge you for cost of materials.
I mean, I'll make it myself.
Okay. You just won't get the same kind of worksman quality that you'd get from a guild merchant.
All right, Nomi. Keep your mouth shut.
Keep it shut. Anyone else doing anything?
I go back to the bar.
You're like, they're burning a guy. Toodaloo.
I asked the guard what they did with his book.
He looks at you sort of absently and thinks for a moment, and then shrugs. I'm too low on the pay scale to know something like that.
Who would know?
I assume that either the speaker or perhaps the captain of the guard.
Do you happen to know where I can find them?
Probably at the speaker's, probably inside town hall. And he points across the crowded square at the rather large, imposing building.
Thank you, kind sir.
Do we know why he's not screaming or anything?
No, in fact, it's a little it's a little bit unnerving. There's even a
nothing
couple
on his face or anything.
He's gagged, but there's nothing on his face. But he's in full. Is there a way to show images from the book?
Right click. Go left, go left. If you can open the picture, you can actually...
No, I don't even know. Where would I find the picture?
It'd be on the story entry.
On the story entry?
Yeah. of the town, it would be under the story entries. If there's an image you can share.
That's too bad. It's only showing me chapter 1. Hold on. Chapter 0. Chapter 1. 2. It's a great piece of art, so let me see if I can find it here for you.
Or if you go to the adventure book and click it, you can go to images, and if you know the name of the image, you can share it from there.
Okay, hold on. Oh, I've already got that open. Wonder if it would it be in the quest, maybe?
It could. I don't think it would be in the quest. It would probably be on the story page where you read all that stuff from, if you weren't where you would normally read it from.
Let me check here. No, it doesn't. That's too bad. Okay. Well, he's totally engulfed in flames. They've stacked a fair bit of hay around, rather straw around his feet, and he's burning and crackling and bubbling and popping.
So he's silent about it. Can I tell if he was a caster, right? So can I tell if he's used any type of spell or anything?
You can give me an arcane check.
I'll assist.
Make me drop the dice and go push the button.
So the two of you converse back and forth a bit as you look them over. If he has some sort of spell protecting him, it has failed magnanimously. He is burning alive. He's he's dead already, right? But it's just it's an inferno. And his head has drooped. The gag has just about burnt away from his mouth. You can see his skin blackened. Yeah.
I would like to pickpot the nearest civilian.
Do it. Sleight of hand check, please. All right. You managed to get a small pouch. Inside is 10 copper pieces and a small carving of a fish. You think it's made out of
Is it a trout?
It's a salmon.
It's just a fish,
Is it bronze?
but it's made from fish bone from knucklehead. Made from knucklehead. Knucklehead trout is the big trout up in these parts, and it's basically a staple of food for 10-towners. So, Chris, as Malice turns and starts moving away from the group back towards the wet trout, a bundle-up figure pushes her way through the crowd to you, and she says, "Well met. You and your friends seem like you're a hardy lot. Are you perhaps looking for work or?"
I get to be the leader of this group. We're all in trouble now.
Go on, Bruce. You're fine.
Depends what the work is.
I've come up with a solution that might help us with all this blasted cold. Maybe I could buy the 6 of you. Are those your friends there?
No, they're just acquaintances.
Oh. Well, Maybe I could buy you and your acquaintances a drink.
Come on, we're friends.
What does she look like, Jay? Is she like older? Does she look like she's poor? Like,
Let me see if they might have given me a picture of her.
Thanks, V.
Oh, of course they didn't. Okay, so she looks she has very slender features. You think she's maybe half elf, or maybe she's an elf, but there's not a whole lot of bulk to her. However, she's bundled in clothing to keep warm, and she's pulled a scarf down from her face so that you can see it, and she looks young.
okay. I say, I'm sure we would be more than happy to hear you out, but I will buy the drinks and I will buy you food. Will you tell us?
Oh, well, come this way, sir.
And I motion to the group to follow.
You buying my dinner
At
this time?
the same time, I roll a perception check to see if I see her pickpocketing the person?
If you see her pickpocketing, if you see Jade pickpocket,
Yes.
what's your passive perception?
Okay, so that
And I should take a note.
It's 9.
You didn't notice her.
No? Okay.
No.
Are we all just super unperceptive?
Yeah.
Do I like? Okay.
But you also know that pickpocketing isn't totally legal here.
I know. I was
Okay.
I was trying to catch her to put her in jail.
No, it's
What
not illegal. It's legal.
What about retaliation for pickpocketing?
That's
Well, no. If you start any kind of violence, would probably lead to lead to trouble.
I was
So
well within my rights.
I lead her off to the tavern.
Okay, so you and this young woman start heading towards the Wet Trout. So Malice motions for you guys to come along. What's everyone else doing?
I'll follow.
Yeah.
Follow.
Drinking, following. Maybe
Okay.
doing a little more pickpocketing on the way.
All right. Can you give me another sleight of hand check then, Jade?
If I see this, I need to know. I'm gonna yell at her. I'm not gonna do it. Yell at her.
So Jade, you just casually okay, and start following along, and you reach under someone's parka and grab hold of another small pouch, and as you do that, it catches. It's like he had a second tie on it, and he feels the tug and quickly turns to look at who's reaching for his pocket. He's like, I caught you.
You did. Come
I
on.
caught you. You
And
get moving. You get moving. You do.
I hand him
I'm gonna-
the drink that is on my tail. Here, I haven't touched it yet. You're welcome to it.
I'm gonna
He's
walk
like-
up to him, grab the pouch, and tear it off the string and hand it to her.
Okay. He looks at you like, what the hell? Give me an intimidation check if you want. So you're gonna drag your intimidation dice and drop it into the dice tower.
So many Here, have a drink. You caught me. Oh wait, I'm gonna take it anyway.
And where's the dice?
You should be able to go into your character sheet.
I'm looking at intimidation, and I've got a +6. There's a donut beside it.
The +6 itself. You
If you
drag
hold the
and drop.
+6 itself, yeah, and drag it to the dice tower.
Oh, tower. Sorry, my bad.
That's okay.
That's not very good.
So you yank it. It's on there really good, and as it breaks away, he just reaches and grabs it back, sort of unfazed by your show of aggression. He's
I
like,
don't let go.
all the same, I caught her fair and square.
You did. It's fine. It's fine, Lander. Let
Okay.
it go.
Jay,
Yeah.
I want to push the Asimir away from him.
Okay, so you walk back.
and
Give him
basically
a-
I
give him
shove
a
it.
shove.
I shove and like smarten up, no wings.
All right, roll initiative.
Are we gonna have a fight? Are we?
I'm not pulling my sword. I'm just smarten up, no wings. Let's go.
While they're posturing, I'm going to take out my dagger and cut the guy's strings and walk away.
That's what I'm waiting for. We're off. Here we go. To the bar.
So you cut the strings. He keeps the drink.
Yep.
Chris, give me an intimidation check as well.
Hold on a second. I haven't done this. So I go to my. Where do I go to again?
So if I want to
Skills.
whisper to
Skills.
someone, how do I do that?
You right-click their picture and go to the
So-
left and click whisper.
And to reply, you just do /R.
That's. Oh, I should. That's
/R.
That's a 17, Jay, because I have
Whichever.
+2 to intimidation.
The one under the question mark.
Okay, I don't see it, Chris. So I want you to drop it into the tower for me.
Oh, you don't see our rolls there?
If you pull it down and drop it into the tower, I'll see it. Thank you.
+2.
Oh, did you just roll a 20? You can actually go on your character sheet. I'll keep this roll at +2, but you can actually go on your character sheet and drag your intimidation plus down
Oh,
into the
okay,
dice tower,
I
and
see it
it'll do
now.
all the math for you.
Okay.
That's why me and Agni are so bad at math now. We haven't had to do it in years.
Okay.
I see her when I see her cut the thing. I use my mage. I want to use my mage hand to pull it out of her hands.
Okay, just a sec.
Well, this is gonna be a fun group to play in.
So as you and hang on a sec, let's back up here a bit. So as you and Lander push off against each other, the man does not want to get in the middle of that. So he takes the drink that was offered to him from Jade's tail and disappears into the crowd. Jade at that point cuts I think it was Jade that cut the pouch, or
Yeah, cut
Yeah,
the purse
she cut
strings
both.
and walked away. So, like, very, very smooth. Hand him the thing within my tail while my other hand's cutting the purse strings.
yeah. Chris, I
And
can
he's
tell you
distracted.
that if you use Mage Hand, you
No, it's
won't
fine.
be able,
He's
you
gone
won't-
already. So
you won't be able to wrestle the pouch away from her.
okay, that's fine. He's gone anyway.
It's not strong enough. It's not strong enough. That's all.
Okay.
Okay. So, so Jade takes that pouch, and it has. If I roll, are you guys going to see that?
Nope. We never see anything you ever roll.
It's a bag of dicks.
I'd make a crown.
So as Jade takes that pouch, it has 9 copper pieces in it. And as she adds that to her collection, she realizes that she's missing the previous pouch with the fish head, with the fish
Aw.
bone and the copper in it.
I liked that fish bone.
Well,
I'm going to track him down.
It's gone missing.
Pickpocketed the pickpocketer. It's fabulous.
Yeah, it's great.
So the party arrives at the wet trout.
The wet trout.
You come in and you guys have made yourself somewhat comfortable here numerous times. So Nemetra recognizes you, nods to you, and tells one of her waiters to hustle up. And you guys sit down near the fire, away from the fire.
Near
the fire.
Yes.
Near the fire.
Near
Away
it,
from
and
the
I'm going to
fire.
start making my own contraption of, like, tying my pouch to other strings, so it's, like, not a...
Yep. And there is a sign. There is a sign posted in the wet trout to keep your purse close and watch for pickpockets. And
I'm going
as,
to tie it in a way that it's like a third boob. That's what I'm doing.
You're a cat. You're a cat. How many boobs do you have?
Six.
Six.
Yeah.
I don't
Seven.
Go.
I don't
There you
know
go.
about Tabaxi.
According to my blue book, it's only 2.
Yeah.
Tabaxi anatomy is
Suspect.
yeah, it's difficult at the best of times. Okay, so I can put that down.
I want to convert all my coin to electrum and have a potion and steal.
Mm. So as the woman sits down with you, she introduces herself as Danica Grace Steele. As she pulls her, some of her warm clothing off, you recognize that she is probably a half elf. She thanks you for taking the time to listen, and she begins to lay out what she is hoping you can help her with as food and drinks are brought. So what she tells you is, she's like, have you ever heard of a chewinga?
Gesundheit.
No.
She
That
says,
sounds like something you eat.
chewingas are small elementals that are to inhabit 10 towns, and some of them have the ability to alter their natural surrounding. So I'm thinking if I could study how the chewinga does that,
I agree.
I might be able to maybe bring a little bit of warmth to the people of East Haven. As she says that, she looks around, and this 2 years of winter has taken its toll on people. People like even the tavern with everybody in it. It's loud and it's boisterous, but like nobody's really smiling. And if you've been out in East Haven at all, you can tell that the people they're just beaten down and sick of this. They haven't seen the sun in 2 years. Food is becoming short. The lakes are freezing, so fishing's not exactly working. Trees and such are dying, so wood is at shortage. So a lot of the heating sources, they're burning whale oil in, which does not put off a particularly nice smell. Like, living conditions here in Icewind Dale are on the decline. So she says to you, I have a lantern that can track elementals. And I thought maybe I could give you this lantern and you could find me a chewinga, and I would pay you. I don't have a lot of money. I can pay you 25 gold, which I know is nothing for adventurers such as yourselves. But you could keep my magic lantern as well.
I already agreed.
I don't know. We'd be the one doing the hunting of the elemental. It seems awfully dangerous. 25 gold and a magic lantern doesn't seem to be enough to balance out this proposition.
Well, they're very
putting our
tiny. They're very tiny.
You're right. That isn't enough. So here's what we'll do. We're going to do this for free to help the people.
He doesn't
There's
speak
no-
for the rest of us.
There's no profit in altruism.
She pats you on the shoulder, Chris, and she says, a most generous offer, but I couldn't possibly do that. I really do insist. You see, I've already taken the lantern around East Haven. There doesn't seem to be any chewingas here. So it would mean that you'd have to, travel to one of the adjacent villages and maybe even 2 or 3 of the adjacent villages to find them. And it is not safe, as we all know, out in the darkness.
Which raises my point that that's not enough to balance the proposition.
Well, if you are cowardly, there's a group at the other table you can go and join.
Not cowardly, thinking about profit compared to our own risk. You want to die for free? That's fine. I'm not dying for nothing.
I'm not dying for nothing. I'm dying to bring warmth possibly to the Dales.
We have fire. There's enough warmth.
Yeah, I want to live here anyways. I'm going to help because I don't like the cold that much.
She's like, if we can figure out how the magic that Chewingas use, then perhaps we could harness that into people's homes just to dial the temperature up a bit. And my lantern, I know it's magical and it's worth a fair amount. You could easily sell it for maybe 500, maybe even 1,000 gold to the right buyer.
Problem is finding the right buyer. Stuff like that is very
But how do you know it
niche
works?
market.
It's made of tin.
If you haven't
Makes it
found
gold.
any of these Chewinga.
Hold on one second. Jeez. She says that the lantern was passed down to me by my mentor. I've learned a little bit of magic, but certainly not enough to be an adventurer like yourselves. So I know the lantern will work. If it gets close to elementals, it glows. I have no doubt in that.
Is your mentor warming himself in the square right now?
No, that's not my mentor. And she gets really quick on that. She's like, oh, no, not him.
So this lantern only tracks elementals, so we would still have to come up with a way to trap it, correct?
Yes, but I don't think they'll hurt you. Like, I've heard lots of great stories that if you can befriend a Chewinga, they even bestow blessings on you.
I mean, it's an elemental.
So do we
How
just
much
give it ice
truth is
cubes
that,
then?
But even if we have to trap it, that's going to take costs out of our pocket that the 25 gold wouldn't even begin to cover, I'm sure. So now it's becoming even more of an unbalanced proposition.
I've given up on this group.
Courtney says he's in. Like, you and Courtney can maybe that's your new best friend.
Yeah, we're doing it together.
I'm already in. I'm in. This sounds fun.
So I'm the odd man out here. I'm the only one worried about profit. I see how it is.
I do agree about extra payment, but I want a copy of all your research.
Holy crap, people.
I could supply you with my research findings, certainly.
I actually think that's
Who's
fair.
who's being obstinate?
Who's being
Knowing
obstinate?
Malice.
The fallen angel will do it, and you guys are
Okay,
worried
it's
about war
Malice.
and money.
Malice,
I'm literally a merchant.
get your
I'm gonna-
fucking
I'm worried
drink
about
on, would you?
profit.
Jeremy, can I cast Charm Person on Malice and trying to get him to do this?
No, Mouse is more than willing to do it. It's Deku, the gnome, that's like,
Oh,
no.
then I'm gonna charm him.
Coin in the hand.
I'm gonna charm him with my Charm Person ability.
Here's the question.
I'm gonna regale him with a tale of heroism
Are we sure he's not a
and how it's
leprechaun?
worth more than money.
Go ahead,
Could he be a,
cast it on me.
could he be a leprechaun looking for his pot of gold?
I'm short enough, maybe.
Are you going to try Charm Person?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Do it. Roll it so I can get my save.
Just so you know that when the spell ends, like, he knows you've done that.
Well, we'll be on our journey then. It's too late.
Okay, so this part I'm not really sure how to do on. I'm gonna have to get. It's a wisdom save, right?
If the spell should have a cast button. If he drags that to the combat tracker and drops it on me, it should auto cast and auto roll my save.
Are we on the combat tracker though? Yes, we are. Okay, so first of all,
Deku is not.
Deku is not.
Okay, how do I add Deku?
Drag
Drag and
my
drop.
portrait from the top.
Oh my
If you
God.
thought you were going to get the same type of group from Sunday night, you were wrong.
No, I've known since session 0. I brought lots of condoms to cover up all the dicks.
And I think you have to delete Chris's old character as well.
The unidentified.
Yeah, and drag. Oh, Malice is already there. Never mind.
Yeah, Malice is on it. Okay, I think we've got everybody. So, Harry, what you need to do is go into your character sheet and down to your, it's the bottom tab.
Action.
Mhm. I'm there.
Actions. Yeah,
I'm
and then did you click the double swords to bring up the combat tracker?
Oh, damn it. One sec. Somehow the East Haven map popped up.
That's okay.
Yes, I do have my combat tracker up. So I right-click the dice and drag it.
you left click it and drag it onto Deku on the
Okay, one
combat
sec.
tracker.
Oh wait,
Okay.
damn.
It's a wisdom save, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll it because I get advantage anyway because of my gnome cunning.
Okay, wait, I'm doing it
There
on
you go.
Deku.
It auto rolled. Nice.
I rolled it.
Seriously, with an advantage, I failed.
You are charmed.
Are you kidding?
So Harry, yours did work, but
With
because
advantage?
he's a gnome, we needed to add disadvantage, and we didn't do that. So, anyways, with disadvantage, Deku fails, and I'm not going to tell Deku what he does, but Deku just sees. Deku now.
Wait, I want to tell him my poem.
Friend.
Okay. I want to tell him my poem.
I want to hear your poem. I want to hear your poem.
I say, listen, Deku, roses are red and violets are blue. Heroic deeds are worth more than coin to you. Boom. Inspiration.
I'm inspired.
I'm not sure if that would work because that'd be literally against my own personal beliefs.
But he's charmed.
But it doesn't change your personal beliefs. Charm person.
I'll intimidate
it just
you.
makes you friendly.
Then I'll intimidate you. Charm person.
Holy crap. That's hilarious.
I didn't need to prep anything for tonight because we're not getting out of fucking East Haven.
I'm trying. Like, I'm pushing this dead horse out of town.
Did you get that roll, Jay?
No, don't intimidate him because I'm checking charm person first.
Okay.
I mean, the problem is the argument's still going to be there as soon as the spell ends in an hour.
How many casts do you have?
Just keep charming him.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, but charm person only makes me refer to you as like a friend, not really letting you dictate my mind. It's not like
That's your
suggestion.
interpretation.
No, that's what it literally says.
I agree. I agree that, but I think you would look. I think you would look like you'd be like, well, I hadn't really thought of that before. Like, I'm not saying it makes you immediately turn 180. You're right, it doesn't. But you now feel like your best friend in the whole world is like.
So with my own belief system, the money would be even more important to make sure he's more comfortable in life.
I think there's a point here.
You'll have a lot more bargaining leverage when we.
I mean,
I just loop arms with Malice, grab the lantern, and we start going.
Consider the 25 gold a down payment.
We're skipping like a bunch of
She
leprechauns.
hasn't even showed you the lantern yet, but fair enough. So everybody except Deku start packing up and getting geared up, and I can tell you that from here, she says, "Now I've heard that the Chewinga have been seen in the villages to the south." I have good reason to believe that Goodmead and Dugan's Hole would be good places to check for them.
No, Dugan's Hole. No, I've been there.
Well, yeah,
I think
topic.
that-
Let's
Jeff,
go to
your
Dugan's Hold, guys.
Jeff, your daughter's almost as tall as you, probably.
She's like 5'9",
So-
5'10".
So Deku,
Oh,
not
me,
to
she
ignore
kicked my
your
ass.
opinion in this, she retrieves the lantern out of her pack, and everybody seems to be packing up to leave. So I guess you're faced with a choice here.
Oh no, we're totally ignoring his opinion.
between the gold, the lantern, the research notes, I suppose that's enough. But I'm holding the lantern.
No, you're not.
I'm rubbing it right now.
Ready. Me and Jade are out the door.
I
We're
hook
looking
it
at
on
the
my
tree.
tail and hold it way up so he can't reach it.
I will climb you like a tree.
I'm too slippery.
You have enough handholds with your fur. I think I can manage.
It's underneath my robes.
Oh, so there's robes, even better.
Somebody better bring a paddle.
I just want to rub the lantern.
Does it
Okay.
get bigger when you rub it?
Depends on how you rub it.
So, how do I share this so that if I click, I have a parcel for that contains the lantern for the party.
You
So what?
drag and drop that to the inventory of the party sheet, and it'll add it to it.
Okay, all right.
Party sheet makes the assumption that the group has it. Jade has it with me down the street.
No, that's fine. I'm gonna hand this over for now. Can I drag it to a person?
Yeah.
Yep.
And
I don't
I'll
even
add
have to put it
everything
in the
parcel
party
to
sheet?
that. Nope. And I'll actually hand everything in the parcel to that person.
Oh, I don't have the module for this.
Oh, you don't?
Well, it says it needs the GM module, but that's fine. You'll just have to roll on the table.
If he shares the table with you individually, it'll work.
Oh, okay.
What table? Oh, it's a lantern of tracking. So I see. So I shared the wrong thing. Maybe I got to share this.
No, if you share something like a magic item that has a table on it, they can't access the table. You have to share the table as well.
Oh, okay. Well, the table has a whole bunch of different monsters, but we know that this is for specifically for.
Oh, okay, okay. Disregard.
Because you can have a lantern of tracking dragons. You can have a lantern of tracking. There's all kinds of stuff. But this, when you come within 300 feet of a elemental, it should glow.
Okay. I put it away for now. Just
Okay.
in my bag, which is now secured like my pouch.
Mm-hmm.
So no pickpocketing on me.
So you get out of town. Okay. And off you go.
Yeah.
All right. As you make your way through East Haven, the crowds have dispersed, and most people are back home now. You move out onto the Eastway, which is a paved road. However, it's about 2 feet under the snow, so people have driven stakes along the road, so that you have an idea of when you're on the road versus when you are not on the road. Okay. And if we look at the map, we can see, does everyone see where Goodmead is?
Yes.
West.
So
I don't.
if you go to the crossroads and then come south from East Haven.
Yep.
From East Haven, go to the crossroads and then south to Goodmead. And you anticipate that this journey will take, you don't have any sort of mounts or anything like that. You're about 4.5 to 5 hours to get to Goodmead. And even though it's the middle of the day right now, there's very little light. It's nighttime and it's overcast, and there's even snow falling to make matters worse.
Dancing lights.
Okay.
I will assist him using my dancing lights as well, so we have quite a bit of light.
All right. So as you guys step out of East Haven and onto the Eastway, you are like a beacon in the tundra as you move along the road. And let's see here.
So we can put all the lights together, create a medium-sized creature shape.
Yep.
What if we put all 6
Each of you can.
together?
We could make a
Yeah, if you
shape.
work together, you could make a large something of large size.
Okay.
Do you want to do that?
We just have a large humanoid glowing shape walking with us for our light.
I cast Dispel Magic.
It would only work on one of them.
Dang it.
That's right. That's right.
I don't even have that spell.
Nathan wants me to kill your character, Harry.
What? Get
Nathan,
out of here.
Nathan chat going, kill Harry's character.
I've
Hasn't
had
even
the
seen
most.
Triangle Phase yet.
I've had the most compelling story yet.
Look at me.
That awesome poem I just told. Oh my gosh.
I'm magnificent. Okay, so pardon me while I move through this this shit. All right. So as you move along the road to Goodmead, you reach the crossroads, and you've just turned south and are starting to head towards Goodmead when all six of you see a bright red light in the sky.
I'm gonna dispel my dancing lights and hide in the snow.
It's very high up, like it would be the equivalent of you looking up and seeing an airplane flying overhead. It's that high. It looks like a shooting star at first, and it burns across the sky. It has a comet-like trail, and you see it falling into the horizon, into the horizon, into the horizon, and then finally it disappears. Yeah.
Which direction was it going, technically?
South.
Yeah, you know, the way we're going.
It's really high up, and it came down, and right onto the horizon, and then was gone. You can only assume that it may have been a meteorite or something like that.
I kind of want to investigate it.
What's that?
Did it look like it landed somewhere?
It was coming down very fast to have landed. It may have touched down, but you don't think it landed.
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Okay. So it did look like it was gonna hit something.
Crash.
Yeah, it like this red light appears above you in the sky, and as it streaks through the cloud cover, you saw it definitely had a tail similar to a comet, and then it disappears on the horizon. So you can only assume it hit down. Ah, Chris, thanks, man.
Look at it, a sub.
Thank
We're
you,
gonna-
Alfie. For some reason, I couldn't think of the word.
We're taking that sub and running into the
Crash
bank.
landing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
crash.
Whatever went put down. Malice. Is he there?
What?
There's something eerie about how that thing came down. Something familiar to you.
Don't share it.
I want to investigate it.
Well, it definitely put down south of here, so you can keep heading down the road south if you'd like.
Do you guys think it'd be okay to make a detour and check that out while we're
I-
searching for the
I
other
start just walking in that direction, Jay.
Well, you're on the trail south to Goodmead. This is not something that landed like it could be another day or so down the road.
Let's do it.
Okay. So you keep walking, and you're even with your cold weather gear, your feet are starting to get a little cold as the village of Goodmead comes into sight.
I jump on Lander's back for a piggyback ride.
I gallop like a horse and make horse noises.
And I'm going to share this with you. So, what you know about Good Mead is that it supplies the mead for most of 10 towns. This is
Is it good?
it's fantastic, actually. It's fantastic. However, you also all know of late that shipments from Goodmead have become further and further apart.
Tell me about the shrine.
Well, when we get there, you can certainly find out about it.
Okay.
And Jeremy,
Yes.
you can actually drop those quests on the party sheet. I think that's on the experience tab, and you can keep track of which ones we have and which ones we've completed as well.
On the party sheet?
Mhm.
Okay.
These are also my notes that I'm making and sharing to you guys.
Oh, okay.
That's why they're named funny.
Oh.
Come on, a swing and a miss.
So can I drop you guys onto the party sheet?
Yes. So when you divvy things out, like you're in inventory and you click the little arrow, that you can actually change how much stuff sells for, and then you can click the down arrow, and it'll actually divvy out all of the gold and stuff. And if you go to assignment, you can actually it'll divvy out that to the players as well.
It doesn't give me. Oh, does it give me passive perception?
It gives you passive perception, I believe.
It does. Okay, awesome.
Mhm.
All right, cool. Thank you. That's very helpful, actually.
Also, if you call for like a group dexterity check, you can actually set the DC and roll everyone manually if you wished.
Okay. Sorry, how did you say I can reply to people that send me private messages?
/R
Oh,
or
slash
just
R?
right click /R.
Slash R and then just start typing the message?
It's the most recent person that whispered you, though.
Oh my goodness, dude, that's like old school EverQuest right there.
So do you do /W to whisper? Or do you do
Mhm.
at?
You can do /WGM, and it'll send a message to Jeremy as well.
Oh, now you just fucked it.
Or you just right click the portrait and click whisper, and it'll automatically go to him.
Okay. All right, so you reach the village. You can see that the houses are tucked in amongst the trees, and
I'll be back 1 second. I can still hear though.
yeah, that's fine.
So go ahead.
And the town looks pretty quiet, actually. The largest building is the mead hall down near the waters, which are frozen, of course, as well as what looks to be like a boat building / repair.
Like a dry dock?
Well, where they would build boats and nets. It's
Oh.
that building directly south of the mead hall. That's what it looks like.
Oh, okay.
And as you sort of reach the first set of buildings, the lantern begins to glow, Jade.
Oh, I take it out of the bag and put it on my tail just to, like, keep my hands free.
Mm.
How brightly is it glowing?
I don't think it's enough to shed light in any sort of significant radius. We'll say like 5 or 10 feet, but it's glowing that there must be an elemental nearby. So where do you guys head to? You walk down into the town. The lantern starts to glow. What do you do?
I think we should split up and cover more ground that way.
Yeah, we should split up about 4 times.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do it.
4 times
Oh,
with our one.
Jeremy, that
laser.
reminds me. Is my familiar affected by the cold?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No. A few people peer out their windows at you as you come into town.
Well, we can start with this, or we can get a drink.
Which way does the lantern tell us we need to go to find the elemental?
It
Oh,
doesn't.
that's right. It doesn't.
So, drink?
Useless. Yes.
All right.
Okay. So you're moving to the meat hall?
Oh, yes.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna look around town.
What like you just take a walk around and have a look?
See if I can just like passively spot any like little elementals running around, and I'll
Okay.
use cost for an aerial view.
All right. Yeah, it's with the snow falling and the darkness, it's certainly not going to be easy to see a little elemental running around, but you think
Sorry,
the bird will
figured
help.
that. Maybe.
So what you notice about these buildings are that they're sort of squat and low to the ground. They don't have a lot of stories to them. There's also a lot of carvings of what look like dinosaurs on like the corner posts and things like that. And some of you may have heard that the founders of Goodmead immigrated here from Chult. So all the buildings kind of have sort of a southern. If no one's familiar with Chult, sort of an Aztec feel maybe to them.
Yeah.
And the carvings are pretty extensive on the corner posts of the building. As you reach the mead hall, it's obvious it's been here for a while. And as you walk up the front door, are you opening it? You're going in? I know that Agni's not going in.
Yes.
Everyone else is going in, or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Jeff, you asked about the shrine.
Yes.
So as you sort of walk up the front steps, you can see a vacant looking building right on the lakeshore. It has a number of crows sitting on its steeple, which protrudes from its peak. Unlike the buildings around it, which are well cared for, this shrine's painted icons are faded and chipped. And it looks like it has not been used in some time.
Have to ask the bartender about the decrepit building. See if I can get the story.
Okay, so you are going to go in then, correct?
Yeah. Figure I should probably get the lay of the land if I go poking around.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay, so as you guys walk through the doors, you come into sort of a foyer, and which looks like it has been it's like a temporary foyer. It wouldn't normally have been there, but these makeshift beams have been put into place, and there are these large firs hanging and blocking entry into the mead hall. But there's a slit that you can walk through. But this is almost like an airlock, right? The front door's open, you walk in, and then you have to push through these firs to gain access to the mead hall. You can hear people talking quietly, and there is this incessant buzzing from beyond, like insects
I go in.
Okay. So as Jade pushes her way in, and she's greeted by a very large hall. Just trying to find the description here. Large hall with a fire-heated. There is a very large fire burning in the center of the hall. Around the edges, there you can see hives, like
Beehives.
boxes, beehive boxes, stacked, and the droning bees can be heard throughout the building, quite loud actually when you walk in, and occasionally you see one fly by. People are sitting around chatting, drinking, and there are bees everywhere. Not like it's not like we're seeing people with like bee beards and things like that, but like there's a good number of bees flying about in here.
I want a bee beard.
But the residents don't seem to pay it any mind. Few people look over their shoulder as you guys enter. Agni, do you want to give me a perception check?
Yep. Can the bird help me?
The bird is helping you. You would have had disadvantage.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I realized that because you said darkness, so I was like, can that help me as I rolled?
Yeah, well, dark and snow falling. There's not a lot. Once you guys are inside the mead hall, you would also notice that Deku is no longer with you, the gnome. There's just the four of you. The barkeep says, "Don't mind the bees. Have a seat. I'll be right with you."
I take a seat.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
I'm gonna take a seat and pull out my lute and start playing a song for everyone.
Ooh, what kind of a song? Something dreary? Something light?
Let's go with like a calming instrumental melody.
All right. Give me a performance check, sir.
Oh.
So you can just
okay.
drag and drop performance into...
Where do I go? Skills and then performance, right?
Yep, and just drop it into the dice tower, and it should come across to me.
Oh, well. Like that?
No. There
You
should
said
be a little
drop it in
box.
the dice
There should
tower.
be a little. There should be a little box that says tower in the bottom right.
Mm-hmm. I see it.
So if you drag down and drop onto that.
I did that. Let me try again.
Oh, okay. It did not come to me.
Okay, here we go. Did it work?
No. Are you dragging the right thing?
I think so. It looks like a little D20. It's like purplish to me. I'm dragging it right over where it says Dice Tower, and I let it go.
Oh, that time I got it.
That was me. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't glitching
So
or something.
You're on Courtney's skill sheet, and you're going to go over to where the plus. You're going to look beside performance, and there should be a plus, and then drag that onto the dice tower.
Oh, I see. I was dragging the little thing that looked like a D20 there.
Okay.
Oh shit! Did I just do persuasion?
Yeah, give me performance.
Damn it! Sorry, guys.
It's all good. Not to worry.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Do you want to highlight any of the? Are you singing as well, or are you just playing?
No, just playing a nice calm melody.
Okay. So the barkeep comes over to the four of you, and he says, "Not from around here, I see."
What gave it away?
We're pretty familiar with our townspeople.
Yeah, I pull my hood up so I'm not it's not as obvious. That's what I look like.
Okay.
I
Alright.
try to pull the hood down with my tail.
I punch her in one of her 8 boobs.
Shit.
He says, well, just take care with the bees. We need to keep as many of them alive through this winter, however long it's going to take.
I guess that's the reason for the furs.
Yeah, we need to try to keep it as warm as possible in here. We've been feeding them a mixture of sugar and water and vinegar to keep them alive. There's not many flowers for pollination.
I'll sing it next time, Nate.
So he goes and gets you food, drink, etc. And brings it back. He says this is a bit of a wake. So if people seem, unfriendly, it's not intentional.
Who died?
Our council speaker.
How did he die?
Yeah, like from the cold.
Oh, I wish. We have a bit of a problem getting our meat out of late. Our leader went to, because I can't find his fucking name. Here it is, Kendrick. Because Kendrick went to put an end to what was plaguing us, and well, he took the wrong end of a spear.
What's plaguing you?
He looks around and then leans down and goes, we've got some giants in the area.
Giants.
Yeah. A group. We've had some mead stolen. We could really use it back. That money was going to get us through the winter. And we've lost a few people out on the road. I'm glad you got here safely.
Well, we have to help them. I mean, guys, like they're stealing Jade's mead, so we gotta help them.
Yeah, I'm in.
For those of you that have a drink of the mead, you could not ask for better mead. And those that don't know what mead is, it's sort of like a honey wine, honey beer.
It's really good.
Just so we don't leave those of you out in the cold, Deku, what is Deku up to? Does he come, or do you want to do it all through private tells to me, Radu?
I'll just do it private tells.
Okay. Then I'll jump over to Abigail. Abigail's been sort of around the town. People have been keeping an eye on you out windows and such. Hey, thanks for the raid. Who is Empo?
Oh,
Thanks, Empo.
What? You didn't get no snacks?
We got 8 raiders. That's awesome.
Hey,
Hello.
Hey, Mighty.
my new Oreos over there.
So, Agni, Abigail walks around Goodmead and does not see any of these little elementals that you guys are looking for, but has definitely been noticed. Like, people have seen you walking around by yourself out there, and nobody comes out to greet you or anything. Everybody stays shut up in their house. But definitely a few heads poke out of windows or doors.
okay. I'll just head over and try to catch up with the party.
All right. So you find yourself at the mead hall. You come up through the front doors. You push open the doors. You move through the furs. You're greeted by the same thing I described to them. There's these beehives stacked up around the edges of the room, and there's lots of drinking and eating going on at the tables. Your friends are sitting there, and they've already been served. As you approach, the barkeep's just finished chatting to them about something, and he says, another one. I'll go and get some more food and drink.
What's your name?
Warm yourself
before you
by the
go?
fire, and please don't mind the bees.
What's your name before you go?
What's my name? I don't think they give me that.
And go to chat. Chat can make up the bartender's name.
They do. I do have the bartender's name, but I would rather chat give me one. If chat could give me a name for the barkeep in Goodmead, the barkeep Larry Monster. Listen, Larry, it's Larry. We're looking for the name of the barkeep in Goodmead at the Mead Hall. What's his name? Morin. Or is that Moron or Moran? Moran? Monster, honest to God, man.
Okay, I'll stop. Sorry.
Moran.
Moran. I'm going to say Moran. So he says, I'm Moran. Thank
All
you,
right,
DM.
Moran.
Well, I say we go take care of these giants, folks.
They are stopping mead deliveries, and that is completely unacceptable.
What's with the decrepit building across the street?
Who are you asking?
Beetlejuice. Or Moran, or whatever his name
His
is.
name's Moran. Moran says, "Oh, that's the old shrine of the. We call it the shrine. It was called the Shrine of the Flaming Sword. We used to have a bit of a feud going on with Dugan's Hole, and we asked for Tempest's blessing. Tempest's war god.
Not the right one of that, but he is a one.
Jade, if we leave now, we can get rid of that strange little leprechaun.
Yeah, but giants.
Mead.
Why was it called the Shrine of the Flaming Sword?
But if I'm dead,
Tempest's
I can't
holy symbol is
enjoy
a
the
flaming
mead.
sword.
It's not just a catchy name.
I know it's a difficult decision, but I think we need to wait.
You could leave a note.
What time of day is it right now, Jay?
Late afternoon.
We couldn't even get him to come with this one. Do you think he'd actually leave to follow us after giants?
No.
Giants have
We don't
lots of
even-
money.
We don't even know where he is, do we?
No, he just bailed.
So the barkeep, Morin, he says, so, why are you here? We haven't, not many visitors anymore with the snow and night.
We're looking for something.
Well,
Perhaps.
if it's not bees or mead, I'm not sure that you'll find it here in town.
Oh, we will. And I put the lantern on the table. This says so.
Oh, he sees it and it's glowing, and he gives it a good look over, and he's like, what is it?
We don't know.
It tracks things, and what we're looking for is within 300 feet of us right now.
Fascinating. So, what does it track?
Elementals.
Elementals.
Yes. Little, well, perhaps not little, but chawingas? Have you ever heard of those?
Chawingas.
Yeah.
As he says chawingas, you notice that there is a woman whose head comes like right up out of her drink and looks over at you. And then she goes back to drinking.
I just eye over at her and give her a wink.
She smiles like, yeah, oh, they saw me. Oh boy. and she goes back to drinking her mead. She's sitting with a few other villagers. Give me 1 second here.
Right back.
Yep, no problem.
That woman over there, who's that?
I don't
Who
know.
are you
I've never
asking?
been there.
Who are you asking?
Morin.
Okay, 1 second. She says he looks over and he says, "What, her?" And like points almost right at her. That's Elva. Do you know her?
Oh, no. I just, I think I'd
She's,
like to speak with her, and I get up and walk over.
He says, "Be careful with her. She's a strange one." And with that, Moran goes back to the bar and leaves you guys to yourself. Jade, you walk over, and like almost on cue, the two other people sitting with Elva get up and walk away, and she is left uncomfortably looking at you and looking for an obvious way out from talking.
Oh, no. I sit right beside her, hip to hip, tail wrapped around her.
Oh my!
So that the end is like on her shoulder.
Yes.
So,
Isn't that
Chewingus.
cozy?
It is. I'm very, very cozy.
Yes.
So how about you tell me about Chewingus?
Chewingas. I don't know if I know any Chewingas.
I really don't like liars.
Well, I if I tell you some things, you promise not to laugh.
I promise. As I like
Well.
scratch my cheek.
I have winter spirits at my house. They move things around and sometimes steal cutlery, things like that. Some stories might call them Chewingus. I can't be sure.
Would it be okay to come see?
My house?
Of course.
I haven't even tidied up. I mean, what would the neighbors think?
I mean, I don't even have a house, so you're one step ahead of me.
Well, maybe just you, dear.
Okay, deal.
And then you're going to stand up and leave with her?
When she's ready, I'm not going to rush her, but I am going to make sure that she doesn't slip out without me noticing.
Okay.
Where did the two go that were sitting with her? Did they leave the tavern or in the hall?
Give me 1 second here. Okay. So, sorry, what were you saying, Jeff?
Just asking the two that were sitting with her before Jade went over. Are they still in the hall or did they leave?
No, they leave.
I follow them to see where they go.
Oh, okay. So you get up and walk out with them. The remainder of the party's there, and then as Jade stands up with Elva to leave, this sort of burly towns person sort of gets in Jade and Elva's way, and he says he has a mead in hand, and he says, "Thanks for the mead, but you can fuck yourself on the rest of it."
I stand up at that point
What?
Okay.
and I look him in the face, and I.
Well, he's
say,
not even looking at you.
Okay.
You're sort of perpendicular to him. He's like right up in Jade and Elva's way.
Cold cock him, Chris. Get him.
I'm gonna walk up behind him, lower my hood.
Well,
and
as you do that, what is Jade's reaction?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you don't know what I'm talking about. You send me this mead and call me a bitch. Is that it?
Well, I wouldn't have sent you mead because I would have drunk it myself. And if I would have called you a bitch, I would have called it to your face. So, yeah, bitch. And because Malice is right behind him.
Yeah, you notice as you're talking to him, Malice has shifted in behind him.
Sneak attack.
Okay, what are you giving him?
I am gonna stab him non-fatally.
Okay.
God, that escalated quickly.
That did escalate quickly.
I'm not gonna punch the guy. I was gonna stab him.
Maybe he notices Malice sort of just wrapping around his edge, and as that happens,
arrow. Stab him in the knee with an arrow.
As that happens, you get him with your jab. So go ahead and roll me an attack. I'll even give you advantage on it. Okay, and then roll me damage.
Ouch.
Yeah. So, how would you like to do that?
Non-fatally. I'm not gonna kill him. I'm just gonna make it
So are
hurt.
you like using the butt of your dagger, or?
No,
Stab
it's
him in
just
the ass.
yeah. It's gonna be like in a meaty part, so it's not gonna kill him, but it's gonna hurt a little bit. And you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna reach around and stab him in the ass so that it hurts to sit for a while.
Nice. So you get him right in the ass.
Yeah.
He drops to his knees, and his hand goes back behind him, and it comes forward from his ass, just covered in blood, and he faints at the sight of that.
As
yes,
he
go
faints, can I start singing a song? I'm gonna kind of change to a jig, and I'm gonna sing the big burly man. He called her a bitch, and as a consequence, he shall awake in a ditch.
Okay. Give me a performance check to see how they take that.
God, that song right there is an auto 20.
I'll even give you an advantage. I'll give you advantage because you came up with lyrics. So you want to click the advantage button down in the right hand corner. It's left hand. It says ADV. So you're going to click that, and then you're going to make your roll with performance just like you did before. But it should roll 2 20s for me. It did. Perfect.
Do I not get to know what the roll is? Is that what the dice tower does, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know that we're going to
okay.
keep doing that, but for now, it's good if you're looking for things and stuff, and then you don't know if you've,
Gotcha.
It's sort of like if I were to do an insight check on the bartender to see if he was being honest, and I rolled a 5, somebody else could be like, "Oh, well, I'll check too." This is just sort of to keep that from happening, because we had somebody in a party a long time ago that ruined it for everybody.
Sorry.
It was totally you.
I just want to say that I stand there kind of looking at Jade and shocked with.
He falls right down between his head lands like right at your toes, Malice, and there's just you and Jade looking at one another. Elva is just like, she can't even speak. She just like keeps modulating and looking about like
worry,
someone
Elva.
has just killed a puppy in front of her. She's like,
He deserved it. He's not gonna die.
Hey, why is it either mead or stabby with you?
There's an in-between?
Oh, for Jay, I'm going to pick him up.
Make sure to
I'm gonna
sit him
patch him
down
up.
somewhere.
I'm gonna patch him up.
So as you lift him, Abigail comes over and starts making sure the wound in his butt is not too deep, and the people in there are in shock. And Morn comes over and says, "I know he probably had that coming, but we need to be a little more civil. These are hard-pressing times. Come on, sit down, and I'll bring some drinks."
As long as nobody else calls me a bitch, we're fine.
I find somewhere where I can
At that point, Elva looks at you and she's like,
Come on, Alva. Let's go check out these ice spirits you were talking about.
in his butt. You stabbed. Oh.
I went for the meaty part. It's fine.
You say meaty part, she almost swoons and faints. She leans on you. You're like, I hit him in the meaty part. She's like, oh. She grabs hold of your shoulder as you walk out into the streets. Let me catch up with a few things here. So we have Lander. You walk out into the street, and these two people walk down the road hand in hand. Do you think they're maybe lovers, or they're obviously friendly with each other? And they're heading. They go a few buildings up and turn into a house.
All right. I'll just mark what house it is so I know.
Yeah. So you're like standing there in the street, like going, "That's right. You go to your house, fuckers."
Yeah. Deal with you later.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Okay. Oh, this is going to be great. I'm not on my cleric.
Okay. Snow is still falling, and things are pretty quiet.
Things are pretty.
They're pretty.
Pretty.
Give me 1 sec. All right, so inside, you guys sit him down, lean him against a wall in his chair. The medicine check. Did we get a medicine check?
Yeah.
From.
It's in the tower.
You're going to need to take his pants off. You can't do anything without his pants off.
All right.
Heard that one
Take his
before.
pants off.
Always
Okay,
going to end up there eventually.
You start pulling. You start pulling his pants off, and this dwarf on the table that you've leaned him on, he leans over. He goes, "Careful, lass! Don't get too friendly there."
It's all about the ass tonight, guys.
Costa's gonna help me with the medicine. Applying bandages and such.
So you get his pants down. You can see the wound. It's merely a flesh wound, but he's probably fainted more out of just being stabbed and seeing blood. But you can certainly make another medicine check now that you have a better look at what you're dealing with.
Advantage.
Do you have a healer's kit?
No, I use part of my cloak.
Okay. So you
I'm
tear
probably
it
the
off.
best one equipped to deal with this. I'm the only one that's been to Dugan's.
Okay, this time you get it bandaged up. Okay, it's not going to bleed.
Okay. Not gonna get infected.
He's not going to bleed out from the wound in his ass.
He's not
I'm gonna
take the frostbite.
I'm going to quickly jump to Deku here. There's a lot that could go on now, so I'm not going to do it all in talk. So Deku, you reach a very large house that sits against the lake, and there are two men outside that have spears, and they look sort of official. And the front door is closed tight, but you can see shadows through the windows. There's definitely people inside.
I go and talk to the two guys. Like, are they armed?
Yeah, they have spears.
Okay.
They don't at all look threatening though.
I run up in a panic and tell them that there's a group of people in the tavern going around stabbing people.
And they go, "What? Stabbing?
Just stabbing people in the ass.
Stabbing people in the ass?
Yes, we could really use your help.
Oh, we gotta watch the wake.
I can watch the wake. I promise I can watch the wake. You guys are bigger than me. I would be useless trying to help there.
This is the most peculiar thing.
I agree.
Gnomes running through town telling us about stabbing in the ass. Who are you?
Oh.
What do they call you?"
I didn't hear what you said. My alert
Who,
box just blew my ears out.
who are you? What do they call you?
My name's Peter.
Peter?
Peter.
Peter the ass stabber?
I'm not the ass stabber. It's some cat lady stabbing people in the ass.
A cat stabbing a woman in the ass?
Stabbing everybody in the ass.
Everybody's getting stabbed up in here. Right. Well, I guess we should go check on this. Come along, Peter. Show us the ass stabber.
I lead them to the end, but I hold to
One
the
of them-
tavern.
One of them sticks the head in and says, sorry, we gotta go check on something. Be right back.
I lead them to the tavern, but stay behind them so that when we reach the tavern, when they go in, I can just slip away without anybody seeing me.
Okay, so you guys head down the street that's closest to the lake, towards Mead Hall. And we have Lander outside keeping guard. Everybody else is inside. So the commotion has kind of settled down. Drinks have been passed out again. And anybody oh, sorry. No, we're leaving with Elva. Who's all going with Elva and Jade?
I will.
So
I see
Elva,
them come out. I'll follow them.
okay. So we now have 3 people out, 2 in and 1 with the guards. Am I right?
Suffer.
Suffer. All right. So she takes you north and heads out towards the edge of town where her house is. As you leave the street with Lander, Tweedledee and Tweedledum and Deku come around the corner and into the mead hall. Both, who do we have inside the mead hall? We have Courtney and Malice. So the 2 of you are sitting there. In comes 2 men that look like townsfolk, but like they have sort of official-looking little beanie helmets and spears. And they're like, they come in and they're like, right, who's stabbing people in the ass in here? And Deku, you can hear that from out in the street.
I take off back towards the important looking building.
All right.
Wait a minute. Do they say that in the bar?
Yes. Who's
I asked-
stabbing people in the ass in here?
I asked them, who is telling you they stab people?
Peter!
Who?
Peter!
What's he look like?
Look, I'm a guard. I don't have to take those sort of questions from you. You'll tell me who's getting stabbed in the ass in here.
Well, we're here. We came here looking for a stabber. Have you ever thought that maybe the one that told you someone was stabbing was the stabber?
Okay. Morin says, settle down, settle down. Fat Jim took it in the ass over there. And everybody starts quoting your song, Courtney.
Yeah.
Like, yes, he called her a bitch, and now he'll be in a ditch. That's right. Sing it again, Bard. Sing it again.
And go.
The two guardsmen, Chris and Harry, they move over to Fat Joe. They roll him over, and the dwarf's like, right. The drunken dwarf is like, right in the ass. Look at that. Back to our trio that went with Elva. She takes you into her very meager home, which is in the sort of the north end of town. She shares the building probably with about three other people, but it's been split up. So she takes you into her apartment. If you look at the map of Goodmead, it's sort of the Y-shaped building right above the word "to the Eastway." Do we see that there?
Yep.
Okay. So she takes you into that, and she has a pretty simple-looking cottage or apartment. And would you guys like to? She goes, there you go. Take a look around.
I waved the other two to stay outside because that was our agreement.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah, you're just
Take
at the door.
cost.
You're just at the door right now. So
Yeah.
you can. So you just tell them. Do you guys
Jade,
oblige,
take
or
cost.
do you push yourself in?
I just tell Jade to take cost.
okay.
I'm gonna walk the perimeter of the building and leave footprints outside every window door.
Okay. Okay. So you walk. So Lander begins to walk to the outside of the building, and your bird hops onto Jade's shoulder, and Jade goes in. Jade, do you want to give me an investigation check?
Cost will help.
Okay. So you can roll investigation with advantage. So you take a look around, and she tells you that she names a couple pieces, like, I'm missing a saucer, a fork, maybe 2 forks, and they keep opening this window. And when she points you to the window, you can actually see little footprints outside the window on the windowsill in the snow.
Am I on the other side of that window looking in?
Not yet, but you will be.
Do the footprints look like any creature I'm aware of, like a bird or a
No,
cat?
they look like little people prints.
Little people prints. Okay.
Yes.
And I'm assuming littler than the asshole gnome that followed us here.
Oh, much smaller. These would
Okay.
be tiny, tiny, tiny.
Like Thumbelina.
Exactly.
Okay.
At that, as you're looking out the window, crunching through the snow, comes Lander. Lander, do you want to give me an investigation check?
Sure.
Actually, give me do you have survival? Would survival be
Yep.
better for you? Give me a survival check. You can see the little footprints on the windowsill as well, but you can't see anything in the snow outside the window.
What about up the wall to the roof?
Yeah, you start looking up. No, you don't see anything there either.
What about to the window, the walls?
Yeah, no, you take a look around. They're on the
really
windowsill, and that's it.
Does anything drip down his balls?
That was my next question.
I was
Thank you, Harry.
waiting for it.
What?
To the window, to the wall. The sweat drip down my ball.
Oh,
Steve, goddamn. Sorry,
wow.
I'm channeling Lil John.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, I'm an old man. You can't expect me to know everything. Yeah. So you don't see anything in the snow.
Is it usually like overnight when they come and take your stuff?
Oh yes, they're very mischievous. They are. Yes.
Apparently.
I would very much like my saucers back, though.
I would too. You can't have tea without a good saucer.
Oh, I agree. Shall I make some tea?
Sure. That would be great, Alva.
She's becoming a cat woman. You're the cat.
I know.
You're the cat. Okay, let's go. So, Deku, you hear the guards go inside, and there's some chatting back and forth, and you have a hunch that the target of your ruse is not inside, or there would be more happening. So, are you staying outside the front door, or are you off to somewhere else?
Nope, Deku's gonna go back to the building that the guards were protecting. Because now I'm super curious.
Okay, and now I see that note. My apologies. So you arrive back at that house. The front door is no longer guarded. The windows are, covered with drapes, but the light is there is some light making its way out through the cracks, and you can see people moving about inside as they walk past the drapes and things like that.
I'm gonna walk around and see if there's a back door.
Yeah, actually, there's quite a nice back door with a porch overlooking the Red Waters, or the lake that Goodmead sits on.
It's almost like they're
all
inviting me into their back door.
all frozen though.
I'll slowly and quietly open the back door.
Okay. So you tiptoe your way into the back door. You're in sort of a hallway that runs from the back of the house to the front of the house, and you can hear the clanking of dishes or pots off to your left, and up on your right hand side. You can see sort of an archway into a large room where there's lots of talking, and that's probably where you saw the people through the curtain. And there's a set of stairs going upstairs.
I'm gonna listen in on the conversation.
Okay, yeah, you stand there quietly, and they're talking about. You overhear them talking about the speaker, and let me get that. Yeah, they're talking about Speaker Kendrick and how it's such a shame that he died at such a young age, especially considering he was doing it for the betterment of all the town. And there's some back and forth discussion about who will be the speaker now of Goodmead. And you overhear the name Olivessa and Shandar. Well, it'll most likely be Shandar. Yeah, but no one wants Shandar. We barely know him. He's only been here a short time, and maybe if he proved himself somehow. And then other people are talking about Olivessa, saying things like the old barrel maker Olivessa. She certainly would make a good speaker, don't you think? Well, I don't really think Olivessa wants the job, to be honest with you.
I'm gonna round the corner and into the room.
Okay. There's a group of people.
I'm gonna present myself so I'll look all nice, but yeah.
Yep, there's about half a dozen people gathered in the room, men and women. And at the far end of the room, there is a wooden casket. It's closed, though.
That's good. I will stand in the doorway, and if nobody notices me, I'll very lightly clear my throat.
Okay. At that, a few people turn, and they're like, oh, welcome, friends of the speaker.
I have actually come on behalf of Neverwinter.
Neverwinter? What does Neverwinter want with 10 towns?
We have heard of your troubles here, and everything that has befallen you, and I have been sent as kind of an emissary between you and Neverwinter, so you might get an outside perspective and possibly be able to send for supplies. We've heard of all of the troubles going on in the 10 towns, and while I was out, I heard about the passing of your speaker. I thought I would stop and give my condolences and see what I could do to help ease the passing from speaker to speaker.
Well, your condolences are appreciated. We did not think that 10 towns was any concern to Neverwinter. Perhaps you should speak. Perhaps you should speak to Shandar. He looks to be next in line to become speaker.
And where might I find this Shandar?
They describe the house to you. They're like, on the north road, on the east way, and they tell you which house. You maybe in your dashing around through town you're like, oh, I know the one.
I will once again offer my condolences, bow to them, and head out through the front door this time to Shandar.
Okay. So you're back out, and let's go back to the mead hall. The guards have him look over, and Morin sort of says that he says, "Well, he's none the worse for wear." And he's got the guards now sitting and having a drink before they go back over to the speaker's house. You overhear them mention that they were sort of acting as ushers at the speaker's house for his wake. Chris is gone. Harry, did you want to do anything?
I'm not quite sure. I think I'm gonna stay indoors where it's warm and just be kind of lazy and let everybody else take care of everything while I drink and play songs.
Okay. All right. As you do that, the drunken dwarf wanders over and sits beside you. Says, you have fine fingers, minstrel.
I say thank you. Many women have attested to that.
Well, what brings you to Goodmead?
We're in search of little Kawingas.
So with that, he sort of burps and like holds it in his mouth, and then he says, "I've seen them, you know."
I say you've seen Kawingas around here.
I think it's Chawinga.
I'm going to insist that it's Kawinga because I'm ashamed that I didn't know that.
He totally goes along with that.
Okay.
He says, "Thank you, Affy." He says, "Well, they run through town once in a while."
I'll ask him when do you see them?
They, I don't remember. A week, maybe a few days. Maybe it was a week. Maybe 2 weeks. They ride a little, what do you call those creatures again? The, red for white tail. Help me out here, Bard. You know.
I'm going to say red panda.
Red panda. Yeah, panda. Fox? I think it's fox, isn't it? At that point, he takes another sip of his drink and says, "Anyway, they're certainly here. What do you want with them?"
I'll just tell him that I heard they bestow blessings upon people. And I'm looking for the blessing of the Kawinga.
If they bestow blessings, no one in Goodmead has ever got a blessing. I think someone's pulling your leg.
I'll just say I hope not.
All right. With that, he pats you on the back and he says, "Time for me to go to bed." And he begins wandering to the front door. Chris, anything you want to do? The guards have let Fat Joe sleep it off and are having a drink before they mention they're headed back to the speaker's house.
Nope, I'm just waiting for everyone to get off their asses and go and do this.
Okay. So back at Elva's house, what are the three of you doing?
I'm enjoying my tea.
Yes, she's made tea. She's even gone so far as to say Abigail can stand just inside the doorway.
Oh, okay. I share my tea with Abigail, so we're passing back and forth this saucerless teacup.
Okay. I'm gonna have Koth look around inconspicuously.
All right. So he's hopping around the joint, checking out her stuff.
So when they take things from you, is it out of the cupboards or is it stuff you left out?
Oh no, they get into the cupboards and everything. They're not very nice.
No, usually thieves aren't.
Jeff.
Yes, sir.
You're just about around to finish off your circle of the building when you see just the faintest sort of reflection of some kind of animal's eyes looking at you from the wood line. It's low to the ground. You're not sure. Maybe a raccoon.
I make a raccoon call.
What's a raccoon sound like?
Oh, this garbage is delicious.
With that, give me animal handling. Give me an animal handling roll with disadvantage for the love of God.
Okay,
Because that sounded more like a walrus, then
Well, that's my bag, baby. Where do I do
walruses are your bag.
disadvantage? Yeah.
So disadvantage, you can click on disadvantage over on the left hand side, and then drop your
Got it.
drop your animal handling dice in the dice tower.
It's probably no point in doing that, but here you go. Give me a 1.
So it steps a little bit closer, and just the light from a window just sort of highlights it. And it's not a raccoon, it's a fox. Standing on its head is a little creature that you can't be sure in this light, but you think it just did a little dance and mooned you.
I gotta get a selfie for my
At which
Instagram.
point the fox at which point it hunkers down and the fox tears off into the woods.
I'll bang on the wall and yell, "We got one!" And
We got one!
We got one!
Thank you for the tea, and I'm out.
I
like-
got one.
Climb
Follow.
over Abigail, and I'm out.
What does Abigail do?
Look confused for a second, then I guess follow behind.
Yeah, for a moment, it's just you and Elva in the apartment, and your crow, of course. And she's like, she gives you a very strange, creepy smile, like, "Be my
I'm gonna
friend.
go with her.
Be my friend."
You must
Does
be
Lan-
so desperate for friends when you
Does
let the
Lander
person
take
who
off after the
shanked
fox?
somebody be your
Okay,
friend.
so I need a
I'm trying to
survival.
track it.
I need a survival check out of Lander.
Do I have a disadvantage still, or am I good?
Nope. No, just a regular roll.
I'm lost, never to be seen again.
So you get into the wood line, and you don't see any tracks, nothing. You do hear from behind you Jade and Abigail approaching through the snow.
I'm gonna stop so I don't ruin whatever track is left,
Yes.
What'd you see?
and wait. I saw a fox and a weird little thing standing on its head, mooning me and doing a dance. I think we found what we're looking for.
Maybe you
follow-
just pissed
follow the
off the
fox tracks.
fairies.
Maybe you should stop drinking so much.
I'm stone sober. I hate bees. They're my one weakness, besides darkness and water and spiders.
So
And gnomes.
So, as you two talk back and forth, and where is it? The three of you together see the fox again. It's a good distance away. It's just in what little light from town and the sky can give. You make it out, and you can see on its back there are 3 little creatures that look like something like this.
How far away is it?
Let's say
I
60
want one.
feet.
I'll throw a javelin at the fox.
Can that be
Oh
my next
my
warlock
God.
patron?
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit the fox. And javelin range is what?
31-20, so I'm at disadvantage, right?
You're at disadvantage to hit the fox. That's right.
And I'll just roll it into the.
Fox say.
While he's doing that,
It's
I'm
not gonna
going
say
to
anything if it
use
gets hit.
feline agility to close the distance in 6 seconds.
All right.
There's a 1,
So you hurl this javelin.
and I hit.
Wait.
I
No.
hit Abigail.
As you throw the javelin, you get the throw off, but you hit a tree branch above you, and it stops your arm like short of the full follow through, and this javelin just streaks off into the night, never to be seen again.
Dang it! I'll throw another one.
And then can we? We're gonna have Jade dash, right?
It's technically feline agility, so I can move double my movement
Mm-hmm.
as like a free action, and then I still
Yep.
have my bonus and my action.
Okay. Hold on a second.
Thanks for the bits, Rudra. Even though you're a dick.
Okay, so we're gonna have to roll initiative for this, because it does say that on your turn in combat. So how do I do that?
You add them to the combat tracker.
Thanks, Nathan. I just add them to the combat tracker.
Yeah, you should have an encounter on the story sheet.
Yeah, I don't know if I do, because we're a little off the beaten path here.
Then yeah, you can just drag their little NPC sheets and drop them on the combat tracker like you do players.
I have a parcel. No, that's not what I want. I have an NPC version of them.
Mm-hmm.
No.
The
Okay,
NPC version of them.
I'm just gonna drag them. So I drag them to the combat tracker.
Yeah, like this little shield from the NPC. You can drag and drop it on the combat tracker.
I would need to do that 3 times because there's 3 of them.
Well, you can do it once, and then the little shield that's on the combat tracker, you can just drag and drop it. It'll just duplicate whatever you just drag and dropped. But yes, you can do it that way too.
Okay. And then do I, if I need Fox, do I drag that out of the NPC?
Mm-hmm.
I do. Yes, I do. Okay.
Hi.
And then do I roll for initiative somewhere?
Right-click menu on the combat tracker.
Menu. Right click it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Then there should be an initiative button. You click it and you can roll. And then you click roll all. Yes, Natasha.
That's roll all. Okay. So. But it shows that it's someone's turn. We're in the middle of a.
It's round 3. You have to just go down the round 1. Round 3, click it and change it back to round 1.
Okay. All right.
I think I need to refresh my combat track. It's got party in.
You have to unveil them.
So
So
if
in
I'm
the
not
top
involved
left-
in this, I'll be right back.
At the very top, there's a little eye that'll unmask every enemy to the combat tracker. There we go.
All right.
Okay, and I've got one enemy. How do I minimize once they're huge like that? Do they go huge like that because it's their turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. Deku's not here, so we're going to have to go...
You want us to roll initiative, or do you? Oh, you roll.
No, it does that automatically,
Okay.
which I will admit takes some fun out of things. Well,
We
works out.
can.
So
if we roll it, it'll apply to the combat tracker automatically.
Well, so Lander went and threw his javelin, and then Jade, you dash, and you're beside them.
Yep.
So what would you like to do?
Reach down and grab him.
Just one of them, or the fox?
Like a full scoop.
You're gonna try to take it all?
Just a full scoop.
Okay. Give me athletics.
A scoop check.
An athletic scoop check.
This is gonna go so bad. I am not strong.
So it's sort of like when you try to pick up a cat and it doesn't want to be picked up. It's sort of just you pick up the butt end of it and it just kind of slides out of your hands. Yeah, that's what happens with the fox. I guess I should actually oppose that rule. That would be a better way to do that. So how do I get into?
You can click. I think it's one of the first two buttons, and it'll actually pull up their stats, their stat block.
Oh, yes, it did. And if I want to make a dexterity check, do I just drag the dexterity over?
You can double click it, and it should roll it.
Oh, there we go. Okay. So it slides up and over your hand, and then you grab it by the tail, Jade.
And I put my other hand out just to catch the chewingas so they don't fall off.
At which point, the fox goes out of its mind. Can you give me another athletics check to stay grappled with it?
Help!
It's technically its turn.
Can I sleight of hand instead to like juggle it?
To juggle it? No.
Oh.
So you try to keep a good hold of it, but it slips away, and it's tearing ass off into the woods again.
Attack of opportunity then.
Yeah, would you like to take one?
Non-fatal on the fox.
Would I have had a chance to move on my turn? Because I would have moved closer. And I know
dang.
we're in combat.
You would have got a chance to move, but you couldn't have gotten all the way to them. Do you want to do
No,
that?
Yeah, I would. Just give me
No, that's
30
fine.
feet.
That's fine. Abigail? What are you chill touching? Since we don't have them on the board. Does it tell me? Oh, the fox, okay.
Yeah.
That's a hit.
You can drag and drop the dice right onto the combat tracker, so that
Yeah,
lets you
that's
hit
fine.
something.
That's nice, so we don't have to have a battle map down always.
Yep.
Instant death.
Sorry, my mouth was full, so.
Okay, so your spell reaches out, grabs the fox, and the fox just kind of goes stiff and falls. At which point, Chewinga 2 runs for the woods. Chewinga 1 runs for the woods. And Lander, it's your turn. In order to spot the other Chewingas, I would need you to make a perception check, but there is still one remaining.
And how far away would that be? Because I was 30 feet away, and then the fox took off.
Yeah,
Can I
so
even get to it?
the fox moves. The fox moves 30, so it's about 60 away from you. When
Can I turn my dash into a dive and tackle?
Sure.
Okay, I'll do that then. I'll do a double movement.
Yeah, give me athletics.
And then a grapple.
Give me athletics at disadvantage, though.
But I want to have advantage.
Okay. Holy horrible. Yes. You like run and dive, and before this one's like running in place, like Scooby-Doo moment. The legs start going to run, and you dive and into the snow, and the hands. You feel something in between your hands. It's tiny, but you've definitely got it.
It's like the cactar in Final Fantasy VII.
Yes, it's turn now, so it's going to try to escape. So I need you to give me another athletics check to hold on.
Disadvantage again, or just regular?
No, now you've got it. I gave you disadvantage because technically you're not allowed to.
Yeah, double move, and then.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me cheat.
He is not getting out. You got him. You got him real good.
Coup de grace.
Are you killing him?
No. Take me to your leader.
Jade, it's your turn. He's got one. The other two are nowhere to be seen, and the fox is lying dead in the snow.
Oh, you killed it.
I didn't kill it.
Not you. I sit down and just kind of put my hands around it too for like extra
Yes.
to make sure it doesn't sneak out.
Yeah, it's definitely in there. Do you guys want to put it in something, or
Put it in the lantern.
No, the lantern's on fire. It has a flame in it.
It'll negate its ice powers.
Well, I have an extra pouch.
okay?
So I'm
So you jam them in a pouch and tie it off.
Yep.
Okay. And where are you taking him then?
We'll have to go
Ask-
back to.
Ask it where its house is so we can go get more.
We don't. We just need one.
They might pay extra for.
She's not
Extra.
gonna pay extra.
Okay. Are you going back to the meat hall?
Yes.
All right.
And I'm gonna keep the. I'm gonna put it in my boob package. So like there's.
All right.
There's now a chewinga and my pouch in there, and
I'll
we're
skin
good.
the fox. Keep the fur.
Give me a survival check to do that. That's going to take some time. I'm going to jump across to Deku. Deku, you arrive at what you believe is Sanders' house.
I will knock authoritatively on the door.
Sorry, Shandar. Shandar.
Shandar.
Okay. You knock a few moments, and then the door opens, and there's a man, sort of average build, and he's looking at you. Yeah, yes.
I tap my staff 3 times on the ground and say, "Are you Shandar?
Yes.
I was told that you're the next best person to be in line for the speaker.
That's what they say.
You and me have business to discuss then.
Ooh.
I'm
What
an
sort of
emissary.
business?
Well, I am an emissary from Neverwinter. Neverwinter has heard of the plights of the 10 towns. And I'm sent to act as liaison between
I will be right
the
back for anybody
speaker
listening.
and Neverwinter.
Well, I'm not technically speaker yet, right?
I guess technically not. I'm not entirely sure how or when one becomes speaker when one dies. I'm unfamiliar with the lay of the 10 towns. But I am assured that you are the next best one in line, so I will conclude my business with you.
Okay. Would you like to come in?
That would be most delightful. I am not used to this cold.
So he opens the door a little wider and invites you into his home.
I walk inside.
All right.
Still trying to look as imposing as my 3-foot self can be.
Yes. You carry a certain air about you. Okay, so he sits down with you and he says, at a table, he says, "I'm sorry, I'm out of drink."
It is quite all right. It'd be best if we keep an open or a clear head. And I
All right.
understand that this is trying times. The speaker is still technically in his wake. But I figured it'd be best to do to jump on things now to better the quality of life around here.
All right.
How are your trade routes?
Well, I think they're pretty covered in snow right now.
That's my point. Trade between the 10 towns and the rest of the Sword Coast is pretty choked.
He says, I travel to, pardon me, this is a dwarf you're speaking to. My bad. I've got him mixed up with another NPC. So he is a shield dwarf, and fiery, big red beard. He says, I traveled to Bryn Shander for a meeting with some friends pretty regularly. The roads are open, but they're certainly not safe. Goblins and all manner of predator taking advantage of the night.
The night that, as far as I know, has not ended since I've been here.
It hasn't ended in 2 bloody years.
Why?
Why?
Like, I know...
You're really new here.
Yes, I'm still trying to get a lay of the land.
Oral, the Frost Maiden, the goddess of winter and chill.
Yes, but why did she make it permanently night?
I don't rightly know.
And
I've heard rumors that people have seen her flying in the evening, casting her spells over the land, and
how do they describe her?
as the goddess? She rides a big bird.
Okay, so since it is eternally night, I have seen very little in both here and East Haven that I have been to in terms of quality of life.
It's the shits. I'm sick of it.
Yes, and with all of the predators and the dangers of the night, has nobody thought to send word to Neverwinter to request for soldiers?
Well, if you can
Request-
find some people daft enough to run the pass.
So that should be the first order of your business, is gathering the other speakers of the towns and working on opening up full trade routes to Neverwinter.
Look, between you and me, I'm not really right for the job.
Why? Are you saying you won't take the job?
Oh no, I'm going to take the job, but I'm not right for it. People skills, not really my thing.
I see. Okay. So what if you had somebody to do the people skills for you?
Well, I might actually have someone. Why, you offering up yours?
That's why I'm here, is to help this land become better. So if that is
He
what it was
looks you
required-
over and he goes, what's in it for you?
Nothing at all. I am stuck in a frozen wasteland helping you lots get better. What do you think is in it for me? The sooner we can get it done, the sooner I can go back to Neverwinter.
I don't know. I'm going to need some time to think about this.
Very well. I will return in 2 days.
Right. 2 days. Yeah. That should be enough. Yeah.
I'm gonna go find a tavern. Or not a tavern.
okay.
Inn.
Okay. So can we assume everyone is now returning to the mead house? So everyone's back in the mead house, and we have a little surprise in a pouch.
Surprise in a pouch.
Every time it moves, I club it. So it stops moving.
If I cast comprehend language, can I hear what it's saying if it's saying anything at all?
Sure. You want to cast that?
Yeah, I want to know what it's saying.
It's not saying anything.
Oh.
In fact, it doesn't make any noise at all. Short of the pokes and such that as it tries to get out of its bag. But not like it's not like making any sort of it's not making any sort of language sounds at all.
Okie doke.
So you still cast the spell, but but you don't get any sort of verbal, nothing out of it. So, what would the party like to do?
It's too late to head back to East Haven or whatever it is tonight.
Yeah.
4.5 hours, so we might as well find a place to stay for the night.
All right. So, Morn comes over and says, the mead hall doesn't have accommodations for the evening. But if you like, he's got a key to the old shrine across the road. You're welcome to bunk in there. He'll make sure you get some firewood.
I was going to ask the same question, so that answers that. I'm down. Or do we want to camp out in what's her name's yard? Look for more little guys, because they only come out at night mostly.
Well, technically, it would be daytime right now, right? The sun would still be up usually.
Mm-hmm.
You're just sort of getting into the end of the day.
Are we happy with just one, or do we want to try and get more?
I'm good with one.
I think we should get a couple
Are
more.
you muted? I saw you light up, but I didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear anything either.
Can you hear me?
Sorry,
I can hear
I was
you.
muted.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can hear everybody else. Okay, so Morn gives you the key. He sends over some firewood. When you walk into the old shrine, it's empty. There's a big table in the middle of the room. It looks like the town maybe uses this for a meeting hall on occasion. And there's a fireplace that is, it's been swept out and it's empty.
Well, let's start a fire then.
Okay. So we do that, and you can take a long rest. And I think we'll probably wrap there tonight before we get into anything else. You guys can decide whether you're going to stay here in Goodmead to find other...
Well, they're
nasty-
sleeping. Well, they're sleeping. I take the elemental and leave.
No, we're setting a watch. That's not going to happen.
Okay, well then
So
my
you're
watch,
gonna
I
go
take
into my
elemental and leave.
shirt while I'm sleeping.
Yes.
Ooh, that's
Okay.
got some bad vibes.
That's what I do every night.
Well, let's see if we can wrap that quick then. So, both Malice and Deku sort of like are both looking at Jade at the same time. Maybe it's one of your watches, but the other one is up too, and you're both looking at each other, and you both seem to have the same thing on your mind. And Jade is lying, curled up, cat-like.
I'm spooning with her, so advantage on her check.
I did not agree to this.
I'm a cuddler. You were sleeping. I couldn't ask. I didn't want to.
So Malice and Deku, you're both kind of looking at each other. I'm gonna say everybody's asleep except the two of you.
Stab someone in the ass.
3 gold, I'll let you take it and cover for you.
Pull my two-handed sword, Jeff.
Okay. You're pretty sure he has the same idea that you have.
Pull my two-handed sword, Jeff.
Okay.
If you want it, you can take it.
If I want it, I will take it, and there's nothing you can do about it.
So take it. But how are you going to stop the party from hunting you in the morning without somebody to cover for you?
I don't care if the party hunts me in the morning. That's the difference between you and me. I don't skulk in shadows. I don't hide in the night.
Well, I mean, technically it's the day, but...
It's night
Roll-
now. It's night now.
Roll initiative. I swing my two-hander at him.
Well, I'll throw a chromatic orb.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it there then, and we'll take it up next time. And if we're going to be that confrontational in the party, then I'm gonna make some changes. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Let's call it there, and we can talk about it after session. But If we're gonna just constantly fight and bicker and party, then we obviously can't. That's not going to be cohesive to a game that everybody's going to enjoy. Nor do I want to run. So, anyways, hopefully, if you've stuck around with us, you've enjoyed tonight and had some fun. And we'll see the fate of the Chewinga when next time we gather. We're going to play this game every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock to 11. So the time that you've just been with us for, or if you're catching this at another time, Wednesday nights 8 to 11. We also have Ghosts of Saltmarsh on Sunday nights, and there's a host of other games on Agni's channel, on Affy's channel, on Monday nights, Tuesday nights. What else am I missing, guys?
Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday.
Monday,
and
Tuesday,
Thursday,
Friday, Saturday?
there's a special one for me too.
Thursday. So there you go. You've got D&D just about every night of the week. Just about every night of the week from one of the streamers here. So,
we need Tuesdays.
What's that?
We need Tuesdays.
No, we have Tuesdays covered.
Tuesdays we do. Chris and I do Brotherly Love, World of Warcraft. We're maybe gonna play some other games too. We've been talking about some other games. So
Yep, and we have either Order of the Toast or Hand of Atu every Tuesday.
does that game rotates, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
one or the other.
One and then the other. Cool.
So
Cool.
that's every day.
Anyways,
Every day.
thank you for journeying into Icewind Dale with us, and we will see everybody next week.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Come on.